Your inability to be prepared to scale is one of the toughest things you're going to run into. You just don't realize you're going to make a lot of money. And a lot of you is because you're either coming from working a 9 to 5 where someone's controlling how much money you make, they're telling you how much you're worth, to you go into this field or this industry and you're saying to yourself, dang, I mean, money just coming left and right. The second biggest mistake is not having good people around you, good staff, depending on your family too much to help you, through situations that you don't know about and understand. Family is good, and family can also be a handicap. It's so many different aspects that you can take on when it comes to running a business and involving family. Some families understand how to run a business, and then some families act like they understand how to run a business. The families that understand how to run a business, there's only 2 or 3 of them that actually get stuff done inside of running a business. Everyone else, they kind of keep them at arm's length. They'll give them a job, but they're not running the business. And what do I, what do I mean by that? It's usually 1 or 2 family members that have their own small business that are savvy enough to be able to build and manage it and run it the right way. Everyone else, they just around taking up space or helping you assist with things. It's not, you shouldn't be dependent on them to actually help you run things. Just because you have a family member that's worked for 20 years, 30 years, been in, run a business, or work for someone, doesn't mean they know how to run a business. They know how to do the job that they were given. I had a situation with one of my family members. He was retired and he came in and was like, yeah, I think I can help you run your business, and I'm looking for something to do in retirement. Let me help you run it. And the only reason the old man came around really was to be nosy. He wasn't interested in actually helping. And this is a family member. And you see me, he saw me early on. He saw I was starting to make some money. And he just, he just really was just being nosy. He wasn't actually interested in building something and running it. And it's funny, I had a feeling that he was like that. And so I kind of kept him at distance, gave him a lot of leg work to do. And, as soon as he didn't like what he was having to do, he disappeared. For me, it was a good lesson learned, but more than anything, it was disappointing because he didn't even call me and say he wasn't coming into work the day he was supposed to come into work. He just didn't talk to me. And it's weird. Some of your family members will sit there and, they expect you to fail. This same old man, every time I see him, he always asks me, well, what are you doing right now? In his head, it's an assumption that I was going to fail, so he really just waiting on me to fail. He never says, how's business going? He always says, what are you doing? So that's a good example of an individual that you have to watch out for. Some people just want to be around to get what they want. So when you're running your business, when you're setting it up, you have to be prepared for success. So that means you automatically have things in the back of your head. You're saying, how do I set myself up to be successful and set myself up for growth? Something that we talk about here, you got to hire a lot of people. You got to bring a lot of people in, and you have to start looking for certain aspects that you see in them that you want people to do with running your business. One of the best things you can ask yourself is, would I work for this person? Would I work with this person? If you're dealing with a person that you wouldn't want to work for, why would you send them out to provide services for your clients? Paying someone a fair rate of reimbursement, a fair wage, is easy to do. It's easy. when they're generating income for you. If a person making you $100 an hour, you have no problem paying them $40 an hour. If a person generating $200 an hour, you have no problem with paying them $75, $80 an hour. If a person generating for you $300 an hour, you have no problem paying them $150 an hour. People do it all the time. But if you're paying someone to show up and they're not making you any money, they just there to pick up a check, it's not a person you need to have around you. So the type of people you need to have around you when you're hiring people, they have to make you money. You shouldn't be making money and then they just feed off of what you're doing. A lot of you have people around you that are just feeding off of what you're doing. They see income. You generate and you spit and you fall in, you're bleeding income. It's all around you. So as a result, they want to be around you because as long as they in your rain, they're going to feel and get wet. So you want to have people around you that actually generate you income. Now, there's different ways to do that. You can have a person working in the office keeping an eye on your billing, making sure that your providers aren't taking advantage of you with your trips. You can have people like that. You can have a person in the office that all they're in charge of is focusing on and making sure that you're obtaining a new contract, filling out information for your next contract, making sure you're in compliance. That's an excellent way to have somebody that's helping you make money as opposed to you just, losing it. They're earning you, they're helping you earn. Of course, your drivers need to be out there hustling, getting to their clients, making sure they're multi-loading as much as possible. So, setting yourself up for success is important. That would be the second thing. The third thing is the third mistake people make is not appreciating how to roll the next vehicle over. People get attached and stretch their equipment out a lot longer than they should. As soon as you purchase a vehicle, you should have a plan to obtain another vehicle. You have some companies, they have vehicles 10, 15 years old. If it's ran right, they should be 10, 15 years old. Marcus, how can you have a 15-year-old vehicle? If your plan is to purchase a new vehicle every 8 to 12 months, you're going to end up having vehicles on the road that are older and older and older, but they're doing fewer and fewer miles because your business is expanding and growing. You don't want a 10-year-old vehicle going from one side of the county to the next all day, every day. But if you have a 10-year-old vehicle working a 5-10 mile radius and it's well maintained, you can handle that. A lot of you, again, your Medicaid providers, they send you trips all over the place. All you're looking at is the money. You're not realizing that the deadhead miles and the time it takes to get to that client, you're not making money. You shouldn't take that trip, but you're looking at the income, and you're really just looking at revenue, not actual income. So you just driving the drive, running your vehicles into the ground. Half of the clients you going to get across town, they no showing, ain't no call, no answer, but you still got to go out there anyway because Logisticare is monitoring your every move. Freaking communists. So that would be my third mistake. Fourth mistake, not dreaming big enough. Whatever number you have in your head, you should times it. You should multiply it times 10. Whatever number you have in your head. I don't care if the number, I want to make $1 million, I want to make 100 million, I want to make $1 billion. When we was kids, $1 millionaire was a lot of money. 15 years later, $1 millionaire is just, go broke every day, B. A billionaire nowadays is pretty impressive, but now you got people talking about as trillionaires out there. not having an expectation to hit a certain number. Chris Rock said it best. You know, Oprah's a billionaire. Jeff Bezos a billionaire. No, excuse me. He said Oprah a billionaire, and so is Bill Gates. But if Bill Gates woke up with Oprah Winfrey money tomorrow, Bill Gates would jump out the goddamn window and kill himself. Them different type of billions. 40, 50 billion different than 1 billion. About the biggest difference as having $100 in your pocket versus having $1. It's really just ability to get stuff done. The more you're earning, the more you make, gives you the ability to accelerate the process of getting things done. Money is just fuel. You still have to have a product to sell that allows you to continue to earn money. So whatever your number is, you gotta 10x that, man. You gotta 10x it. What's the fifth mistake I see a lot of my young first, second year riders make? Okay, yeah, I mean your rates. That's the fifth biggest mistake. That's probably up there number 1 or number 2, because it affects how much you're gonna make. But it affects how many employees. So I probably should have put that at 1, but it's not the one that hopped into my head in the beginning. And you guys know I do these, with no script. I just take a topic and run with it. Not doing your research and knowing what type of rates you should be charging people, or you should tolerate from Medicaid. 0 to 3, you gotta add 25. You gotta get 25 0 to 3. You gotta do 25 0 to 3, man. Like if you're doing a Medicaid broker contract and you under that, it's a problem. That's a major problem. Don't take the contract. 0 to 3, 25 at a minimum, or you don't take the contract. That would be my number 5 for this video. Dude, yeah, that's it. I mean, one dude, I mean, my goodness, he was getting like 15 for a wheelchair trip. I was like, what are you doing? Like, just quit. Like, don't quit working, but quit that particular company. Like, that's just, and it's sad that companies actually give these types of numbers. That's the sad part. They actually expect you to sign up and do a deal like that. And what's crazy, you gotta understand, the brokers have a job to do. They're salesmen. And so if they get you at that number, they get a commission check if they stay inside of their budget for that year. That's their bonus. So the more they save the company, the more they get at an end of the year bonus. And you sitting here feeling good about it. Oh, I'm gonna work. I got work. No, you just busy, man. That ain't no real work. You just busy. Work is when I go home, I got a profit. Like I said, it's a lady, she say, I don't send my vehicles out unless I know it's gonna make me $300. She didn't say the vehicle was gonna make $300. She said make her $300. She got 10 vehicles, man. Minimum, it gotta make her $300 for her to even let somebody get in the vehicle and drive it. And trust me, whoever working for her wanna work, because they making money. Trust me on that. If she taking home $300, they making money. Man, hopefully this has been helpful. Guys, take care.